Yo, your boy's back with the deepest breakdown in hip-hop history, and today we diving into the first 5 lines of Kendrick Lamar's Euphoria, the most layered opening in diss track warfare. These ain't just bars, these are surgical strikes wrapped in poetry that set up the most devastating destruction in rap history. What I'm about to show y'all is how Kendrick packed more meaning into 5 lines than most rappers pack into entire albums. Every word was calculated, every reference was strategic, every layer was designed to destroy Drake's entire foundation. Just 5 lines, but each one peels back another layer of meaning, another wound in the Drake-Kendrick war. Bar by bar, tone by tone, Kendrick turns simple words into surgical attacks that cut deeper than any blade. By the time we done here, you gon' understand how Euphoria became the most devastating diss of the decade before Kendrick even got warmed up. This is layer by layer analysis of pure genius. The architecture of Euphoria tells the story before the lyrics even hit. This track is divided into distinct parts, each separated by tone, delivery, and beat changes that show Kendrick's mastery of song structure. Kendrick might be referencing his own bar from Like That, where he talked about hoping they came with 3 switches.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, get up with me, fuck sneak this and first person shooter. I hope they came with 3 switches. I crash out like
oh my God. Sneak dissing. He said it.
And sure enough, Euphoria has 3 beat switches that grow more hostile with each transition. The first switch comes after Kendrick establishes his position. The next switch escalates the tension. Each shift grows more eerie, the delivery more surgical, matching the emotional descent that starts within those opening lines. 3 beats, 3 tones, 3 versions of Kendrick, each one more dangerous than the last. This wasn't just a song. This was a symphony of destruction with multiple movements. The structure itself was a warning. Kendrick was telling Drake, I got multiple levels to this destruction, and each one is worse than the last. The beat switches were like countdown timers to Drake's doom. If you ready for this surgical breakdown of hip-hop's most layered masterpiece, show your boy some love with the like. We about to dive into samples that most people never even heard. But underneath those first 5 lines sits a reverse sample that's absolutely diabolical. It's whispering something that most people can't even understand, but when you reverse it, the message is devastating. The sample says, "Everything they say about me is true," and it's lifted from The Wiz from 1978, where the wizard confesses that he's a phony with no real powers. Kendrick used that as subtext to compare Drake to the wizard. All projection, no power. All performance, no authenticity. Kendrick was calling Drake a fake from the very first seconds of the track, but he hid it in a reverse sample that only the most dedicated listeners would catch. He's used reversed audio before on tracks like Duckworth and Fear, but here the reversal hides an accusation. It's like Kendrick was speaking in code while simultaneously exposing Drake's entire identity. The symbolism gets even deeper when you realize Michael Jackson played the Scarecrow in The Wiz, a straw man, hollow inside. On Like That, Kendrick said Prince outlived Mike Jack.
I'm really like that. And your best work is a light pack, nigga. Prince outlived Mike Jack, nigga. Boom.
Ooh.
Prince outlived Mike Jack.
I just got that.
Drake said, Mike Jack beat it.
But he's using the flow too. What he mean by that?
Drake always compares himself, or didn't. In the song, he said, he's like Michael.
So Drake think he Michael now, just cause he light-skinned and shit.
Because if you think about it, Drake is the Michael Jackson.
Nigga,
Big numbers to the Prince is the artist. Kendrick. He saying Prince outlived Mike Jack. Rest in peace to Mike Jack, but that is factual.
Positioning himself as Prince, authenticity, while Drake is Mike Jack, performance. This level of layered meaning in just the sample shows why Kendrick operates on a completely different level. While other rappers are making surface attacks, Kendrick is conducting psychological warfare. Even the title, Euphoria, adds another layer of meaning that connects to those opening lines. It's the same title as HBO's teen drama that was executive produced by Drake. The irony is incredible. That reference ties directly into the allegations Kendrick hints at throughout the beef. From the first word, Euphoria becomes irony, a title about youth used to expose the darkness behind it. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button if you want more content that breaks down the genius behind hip-hop's greatest moments. We analyzing the layers that most people miss. Kendrick was playing 4D chess from the title alone. He took Drake's own project and turned it into a weapon against him. The psychological warfare was operating on levels most people can't even comprehend. Those first lines also signaled the shift in power that was happening in real time. Drake's supposed untouchable status had already cracked after Kendrick's feature on Like That, and these opening bars were the earthquake that brought down the whole foundation. Kendrick flips references that Drake had used to build himself up and turns them into evidence of his downfall. The superpowers that Drake used to brag about were now being questioned and dismantled.
I go on and on, can't understand how I last so long. I must have the superpowers.
Them superpowers get neutralized. I can only watch in silence.
Soon others joined the attack. Kanye West, Rick Ross, and other artists started taking shots. The once untouchable Sixth God suddenly looked isolated and vulnerable. Kendrick had given everyone permission to attack. The genius was in how Kendrick made it look effortless. While Drake was scrambling to respond, Kendrick was calmly dissecting his entire persona with surgical
The
precision.
famous actor we once knew is looking paranoid and now spiraling.
Famous actor we once knew.
You talking about Drake?
Drake! He's trying to talk to your spirit in a soft tone voice.
This seems like more like a sit down. Let me talk to you. This is 6 minutes long.
He's telling you a bedtime story.
Within those early bars, Kendrick alludes to Drake's origin story and turns it into a weapon. The references to Degrassi and Drake's character getting shot and paralyzed become metaphors for his current situation. The word degenerate extends that metaphor: physical decline on screen, moral decline off it. Kendrick was connecting Drake's fictional trauma to his real-life destruction. Then comes the blackface callback that Pusha T had used years earlier.
See, the black race can't afford you no more. Oh, there used to be a time we'd see somebody like you singing, clowning, yassa bossing, and we wouldn't do anything. Folks like that. You were good, homie. When they needed somebody to mistreat, call a name or two, they paraded you. Reminded them of the good old days. Not no more. The day of the Geechee is gone, boy.
Years earlier, Kendrick was bringing back old wounds and making them fresh again. Every reference was a dagger twisted in an existing scar. The layered references showed Kendrick's intelligence and his deep understanding of Drake's psychology. He wasn't just throwing random insults. He was building a case based on Drake's own history. If you appreciating this deep dive into lyrical genius, smash that like button. We about to explore how Kendrick used Drake's own behavior against him. While all these references were simmering in the track, Drake was spending weeks online, trolling, posting memes, pre-celebrating, trying to control the story. But Kendrick ignored the noise until Euphoria dropped. Then he answered with venom, not tweets. The contrast was stark. Drake was playing social media games while Kendrick was writing scripture. The difference in class was obvious. The word degenerate completed the circle, from Jimmy Brooks to Drake himself, from acting disabled to being creatively disabled. The metaphor was perfect and devastating. The energy said it all. You tweet, I write scripture. You play games, I create art. You seek attention, I deliver destruction. The contrast couldn't have been more clear. Step back and the pattern becomes obvious. The first 5 lines establish Kendrick's theme for the entire beef: illusion versus authenticity. Drake as the modern Wizard of Oz, powerful in projection, empty behind the curtain. Kendrick positioned himself as the man revealing the truth, forcing rap to confront its own smoke and mirrors. Those lines weren't just disses, they were philosophy wrapped in warfare. The Wizard of OVO was about to have his curtain pulled back, and Kendrick was the one holding the rope. Every layer of deception was about to be exposed. This wasn't just about rapscals, this was about truth versus lies, outing intiticuli versus performance, substancy versus stilly. Kendrick was fighting for the soul of hip-hop. Make sure you subscribe if you want more content that celebrates the intelligence behind great hip-hop. We analyzing the philosophy wrapped in bars. In 2024, rap battles stopped being about rhyme schemes and became about truth. Kendrick didn't just spit bars, he exposed blueprints. He didn't just attack Drake, he attacked everything Drake represented. The first 5 lines of Euphoria are a masterclass in layered storytelling. Every word serves multiple purposes. Every reference connects to deeper meanings. Every bar builds toward total destruction. Just like that reverse sample says, everything they say about me is true. The question that Kendrick was posing was, how much of what he was about to say about Drake was true too? Those opening lines were a promise of what was to come. They were Kendrick's way of saying, I see through all your illusions, and I'm about to expose every single one. The genius of those 5 lines is that they work on multiple levels simultaneously. Surface level listeners heard disrespect. Deep listeners heard philosophy. Hip-hop scholars heard a dissertation on authenticity. This is why Kendrick is considered the greatest lyricist of his generation. He can pack more meaning into 5 lines than most artists pack into entire careers. The density of his writing is unmatched. So when people ask what makes Euphoria so special, point them to those first 5 lines. That's where Kendrick established the rules of engagement and showed Drake he was operating on a completely different level. If this layer by layer breakdown opened your eyes to the genius of Kendrick's writing, drop a comment and let me know which layer impressed you most. And don't forget to subscribe for more content that dives deep into hip-hop's greatest moments. Stay tuned for the next 5. You boy out. Keep supporting intelligent artistry that operates on multiple levels. Euphoria proved that the best diss tracks aren't just about insults. They're about exposing truth through layered storytelling. Peace.